Hello, this is Paloma. I come back with the story the sky is telling for the next few days. And today is the 22nd of September. It's the equinox. The sun has entered Libra, and the medicine wheel turns, and we turn and open a new spiral with Mother Earth. Usually astrologers open up a chart for the equinox that will give us like the tone over which we're going to be singing our songs for the next 3 months. Libra is the south node, so the sun is there pretty much next to the south node. It suggests we're going to still be in this deep evaluation of our relationships, in the being called to restore balance, to restore equilibrium, harmony, and genuine love and mutuality in every form of relationship. Venus, she's the ruler of Libra, and she's going to be creating a square to Pluto at the moment of the equinox. This is incisive. I don't know if that's a word in English, but I mean, it's pretty strong about the idea of the death of all structures in terms of relationships, of foundations, cutting the cycles of abuse, of manipulation, choosing new paths, new agreements, new destinies that can stop being so redundant in the patterns that aren't even ours. They are patterns of generations and generations and generations that were that had to go through this way of living and relating in order to survive, but that we can now release in deep honor of how life was given to us, but also with the prayer of our ancestors that we can choose to do things differently. It is time this is a time, actually, the equinox, it's a big energetic moment that updates and recalibrates the energy in our bodies. In our neuroception needs to be updated as well, our narrative. And so we can bring about change. Life is continuum of change and renewal. So we are going to be questioning the depth and the form of our relationships. What can be repaired? What can be transformed? What has to be let go as well. Venus, a moment after the equinox, is going to enter Scorpio, and she's going to stay there until the 17th of October. So she's going to be ruling the second eclipse, the eclipse on the 2nd of October, which is a annular sun eclipse in Libra. And she's going to be ruling everything from Scorpio. So I think there is a new way of embodying power through allowing ourselves to be submerged in the depths of our feelings. So we are in this shifting of the wheel. This feels like there's a shift inside of our energetic bodies and our physical bodies as well. And there is all of these Venusian aspects of our lives are going to be calling our attention, which is relationship, but not only relationship. It's also value, finances, how are we contributing, collaborating, co-creating, creativity, art, self-esteem, what do we have, what are we lacking, how do we restore harmony. It is a moment of the search for equilibrium. That's the equinox, light and shadow, creating a bridge between our hemispheres. And what I can see in the chart of this equinox is we're going to have such a difficult time trying to hold on to whatever is false, appearances, lies. In every interpersonal interaction, truth is going to go through this fire of purification and revelation. So whatever withstands the crossing through this annular ring of fire will be the truth, will be authentic. And yes, authentic love, I want to say, because this is a map that in a way shows a conflict. And a conflict not like something terrible, but like an opportunity, like an opening that allows evolution and a true depth of intimacy and reciprocity. So how do we want to relate? This is a big question, no? There is attention as well to Chiron. So I would say transformation, going really deep, healing and repairing, it's also available. What there is no way of avoiding with this energy is the truth and new directions, new agreements, even new contracts, I would say. Because Mercury at the moment of the equinox is in an opposition to Neptune and in a square to Jupiter. So this if we want to understand it on a layer, on a very heady layer, it's going to get confusing if we want to articulate from there. But it is through the connection to this inner knowing, to this I am divine voice inside, that we can even embrace our own contradictions and learn from our humanity, cultivating space and capacity with patience, with compassion, and with love for these things that are a bit agitated inside and are trying to find a way of coming together through understanding. So Libra season is going to bring the opportunity for conversations, for dialogues, for updating these agreements we sustain with important people in our lives, for finding middle ground, for consensus towards a new reality based in true equity and justice. I feel it like, it's going to put our heart in the scale against a feather, so we can actually see what has been weighing down, and we can make the choice to alchemize, to transmutate any poison into medicine, so we can lighten the way and truly beat with joy, with love. The sun, a few instants just before entering this Libra 0 degree, is going to have this beautiful conversation with Pluto. So I think it's also a period of time, the next 3 months, that it's really going to, we're going to be finding, searching and finding ways to unstock what has been sort of blocked for so many months now. So the whole map is speaking to transcending something, to overcoming something, to moving forward through the deep submersion in our patterns and alchemizing them through love and through honor. Let's remember this energy. It speaks to how we happen to other people as much as other people happen to us. So we can actually be responsible for what frequency we reverberate with into the whole of the world. And well, in celebration and gratitude for the turning of the wheel, for the harvest, if it's the autumn equinox for you, or for the blooming of the spring, there is always a gift, a present, and abundance when Mother Earth shows us her beauty. And my invitation is that you can simply connect with her, breathe with her, touch the ground, kiss the ground, And this is the axis of work, Aries Libra, if we think about it, that we've been having the eclipses in 2023. So there is even more emphasis in this restoration of equilibrium or balance. And also I want to bring that I believe equilibrium or even balance happen in a dynamic way. Life is movement, so balance is an experience of movement. I've already mentioned some of the things I see in the chart of the equinox. So about the next few days, I would say, well, Venus is going to enter Scorpio. And from this school of mystery, she's going to be ruling that eclipse on the 2nd of October, as I said. So I think we're going to be faced with what I call the deepest fear of Scorpio, which is the fear of our own power, our own greatness, actually. Because if you think Venus in Scorpio and Lilith being so present in the sky and having such a strong participation in the next eclipse, there is a retrieval of the original power, the wild nature of our being, the connection to this primary force in everyone. As I said, sort of burning through the ring of fire everything that we are not. Because there's going to be a ring of fire in that eclipse. So it's about facing and going through the fear of our own power, even cleansing the memory of power from every attempt of manipulation and control, so we can enter the dimension of what in shamanism is called the good power, which is essentially integrity, coherence, and inner strength, sovereignty in service to a higher will. Our nature is luminous, is powerful, is radiant, and the true battle is for our true being to bloom. This moment is calling on that, for you to be who you are in front of the mirror of every one of your relationships. So another part that I want to mention in terms of the Libra season that we are opening up is that we usually think of Libra as a school that speaks to romantic relationships. And even though yes, it's true. I would like to bring Libra out of this, which seems a very reductive way of interpreting this school, into the space of interrelationship. No, there are ecosystems within our bodies. We are part of social ecosystems and also interspecies ecosystems through the natural world, and everything is relationship. So Libra can speak to the restoring of balance in the dynamics that allow life to keep expressing beauty, intelligence, complexity through the aware and vibrant participation of each individual, affirming its identity and purpose. This is a potential that I actually see in a season like this, to restore balance in the interconnectedness so there can be a flourishing of the prosperity of life and beauty. And of course, this begins with your relationship inside, and then with your most intimate relationships, so it can create this resonance into the whole of the planet. So for the next week, I think it's there's an invitation to have conversations, dialogues, to go through maybe disagreements and conflicts with resilience, and also calling in clarity from the gifts of Libra and Pisces as well, that are diplomacy and compassion, because this is a sky that is completely supporting transformation, change, and the communion with love as a frequency that we can open up through authenticity and then enter the dimension of creation. So this week we are in between eclipses in this like a quantic space of time, where both stories are happening. The story of the eclipse in Pisces, the story of the eclipse in Libra are converging in this moment. There's a lot of energy to be managing, so let's be patient. There is a certain agitation in the space. Our bodies, mental, physical, emotional, might be exhausted, so let's give ourselves what we need, have patience, have complete faith and radical trust that this is all well. This is like a shakening of our soul, so we can recalibrate our energy and choose these new timelines. It is a time of choice. That I do want to emphasize. When I speak of these quantic, I don't know the word. Well, this in between the eclipses, I speak of fertility, really. It's a very liminal space. So liminal as in the transition between two stages, especially when it's about really important stages of our lives or rites of passage. It is the threshold between what has been and what is yet to come. And there's all the magic and potential there. There's also uncertainty, of course, but that is exactly where we are. So in terms of what the sky is telling is, within this fertile quantum field of potential and liminality, we are going to start to bring down the agitation through comprehension and understanding, so we can arrive to decisions. What I can say is from the 22nd till the 30th at least, it is Mercury who is actually moving a lot. He's going to be now the one holding this cosmic kite in the sky. This is what the sun did a few weeks ago. So that's why I see it as an invitation to start conversations. Conversations that are about repair, about clarity, about resolution. There is a beautiful sextile Jupiter and Chiron, so it's also about conciliation and forgiveness. And at the end of the month, I think we're going to have the clarity for decisions that will be amplified by the eclipse. 28th, 29th, and 30th of December, the Sun and Mercury will go through the South Node in Libra and then be conjunct together. This is just before the eclipse, so it looks like conversations that were lingering or from the past or with people from the past that are requiring a new arrangement, an order, a release, so we can actually touch this igniting point of beginning in the solar eclipse, which is a seed moment. I hope I'm making sense here. What I can say is the subjects, or what we're going to talk about, they had already been in our minds. We have been doubting this for quite some time, so we are just stating the decision this week, and this will culminate in that annular solar eclipse on the 2nd of October in Libra, which I will be talking about next week. I feel like there's the Sun and Mercury and Lilith just waiting for the Moon to arrive, and this is something is being made clear, and it's motivating us to end a very long story so we can restore balance. I was going to start talking about the eclipse, but no, I'll wait for next week. I do want to say there is like an opening of fluidity for something that since April, since the last eclipse season, has been trying to find definition. And the definition is here. We arrive to it in the next few days. Well, that's it, family. Magical moments to trust, to flow, to give ourselves what we need, to care for ourselves, to know that we are always held and guided by love itself. This is always a love story. I wish you a week of radical and ecstatic trust in life and the unfoldment of the magic that you are. Blessings.